Okay, so here we are, Toroweap, on the north rim of the Grand Canyon. 60 miles of dirt roads to get here, and there's only one other group of people there with us. So we got the place to ourselves. In fact, they're not even here. They're still sleeping. We got up early. I just came from Zion, and I hiked the Narrows up the Virgin River, and I got on the 6 o'clock shuttle, and there were 70 people on that shuttle for the first run, which 2 years ago, I did the same hike and there was 3 people on that shuttle. So there's lots of people. And then hiking back out 3 hours later, there were over 2,000 people coming up the Virgin River. That's what's happening to our state parks and national monuments. It's just crazy overrun by people. But this is like unbelievable. So you have to take a dirt road 60 miles to get away from all that. But this right here, this overlook, I saw a picture of this in the early 80s. I was studying photography, and there was a photographer by the name of David Munch. And he was, if Ansel Adams was the king or the father of black and white landscape photography, David Munch was one of the, I think, the best color landscape photographers during that time period. And so he had a big influence on me. Large format. He shot right here and pulled off a beautiful image, and I've always wanted to come here. So that's almost 35, 40 years ago that I saw that picture. So here I am, first time. So it's the photographers that come before us, sometimes that pave the way for us, and sometimes photographers bring the crowds, which is, I guess, a good thing, because you can enjoy this too. So here we are. I've got my 5D SR with the 17 tilt shift lens, and I'm shifting right now horizontal with 3 sets of images. HDR, click a click, click a click, click a click, getting all the tones I want later in Photoshop when I stitch them together and do the HDR. That'll give me 120-ish, 30-ish megapixel file. So that means when I go and if I want, I can make I've got a 44-inch wide printer, so I can go 44 by 60 inches with that print and hang it on my wall if I've got a space that big, or put it in a gallery and someone can pay me for it. So come over here, look at this. This is the other direction. So there's some great locations over here. But look at these rocks. Look at this. This is like a piece of sculpture right here. It's perfect. So I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna shoot with these rocks in the foreground. Get this. But as the sun comes up, it's gonna strike across this face. I don't know what this face is called. It's gotta be like a special name for it. I don't know, the Toroweap wall, something. But it's straight down, and I can't see them right now, but apparently there's some rafters down there. They spent the night, a big group of rafters. So, but that's, what do you think, 2,000 feet down, something like that? So if you do a little slip.
Yeah, I think they said 3,000.
3,000 feet. If you do a slip, you ain't surviving. Now there's a ledge right down there I'd like to go to, but not today.
All right, here's the 2 brothers that are helping fulfill their older brother's dream. So we slept at Toroweap, didn't get a good night's sleep, heard the buzz of many mosquitoes. Now we're here with
the snoring brothers.
Want to eat some Fritos. But I must say, it's pretty spectacular. There's a sunrise behind us. All right. There's Joel behind me. He's teetering on the edge of existence.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift my lens all the way down. So that's gonna get all this texture right here on this rock. But what the good news is, I can live view it, and then I'm gonna take my little magnifying glass and focus right on the rocks. So instead of going, I'm at f13, I was doing the whole thing with one shot. I'm gonna go to f9, and this will give me one frame, set of frames, that'll be just on the rock here. It'll go just past it slightly. Then I shift to the middle and then go back to live view, and then I'll focus past the rock. So I'm basically stacking my focus here. So I'm bracketing my exposure and bracketing my focus. Isn't that amazing? So now I'm doing the middle frames, and then I go all the way to the top, and I can focus on infinity, which is way out there. So now focus on infinity, right there. And then I have 3 layers. So I'm using this lens in ways that probably, wasn't necessarily thought of when it was designed. Usually it's for architecture work, whatever, but that's beautiful. So now I get this whole expanded view, 125, 30 megapixel capture. All right. So you want to be a landscape photographer? Here's my advice. Find the best landscape photographers out there. Ask them how many days, how many hours they put into their craft, and then you got to match it. Or at least, figure out what their secret is. And the secret is they put the potato chips down, they get off the couch, and they get out. So last year, I was gone from my house 300 days. That's what it takes to be a photographer. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be on the road the whole time, but the point is being out here is the key. That's it. So I just got through shooting probably 4 or 5 different angles here as the sun rose, and it's a pretty amazing morning, but if you want to get the best shot of Toroweap, you've probably come out here 10 different trips. So I have a friend, Carrick James, who photographed the San Francisco Bay Area skylines in the 80s. And he was, if you went into a gift shop and you went and looked at the posters on the walls of San Francisco, most of them were his. So he really did a good job on capturing the city. And we were standing there once, and he had this print of this incredible overview of the city. And someone said to him, "Wow, you got really lucky with that light." And he said, "Yeah, on the 33rd morning." That's what it takes. Sometimes it takes 33 times out on the same overlook to get that perfect light. So that's how it takes to be a landscape photographer. I mean, this is not easy, but I'll tell you what, it's pretty rewarding. So we woke up this morning before the sun and got out here, and I feel like a 22-year-old, and I'm almost 61. It's pretty amazing to get out here. So find out what you want to do in life, then go for it. But you gotta keep up with whoever's rocking it. You gotta keep up with them. That's the secret.